Good morning, Market Snipers. This is Jesse. Welcome back to the live stream. If you're on the replay crew, welcome back. If it's your first time, welcome aboard. We got a lot to cover. Is Bitcoin? Are we going to see Bitcoin hit $25,000 or less? That's what we're going to take a deeper dive into the charts. Today, we're going to look at the stock market. We're going to look at NASDAQ, the Magnificent Seven, the dollar, probably the metals. Any of your requests, put them in the comments. We've already got a couple already. So the first half of the stream, I'm going to go through as many charts as possible, 15 to 30 minutes, hyper speed. The second half, the last 15 to 30 minutes of the stream, we're going to spend as much time as we need going through your charts and stuff and all your requests. So let's jump right in. We will be going over Bitcoin in more detail. Let's start off with the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ is bouncing. The Magnificent Seven continues to bounce, right? So that's where we're at right now. It's still bouncing. If you look on the weekly chart, it's currently bullish, but expecting to eventually put in another lower high. So we had that bearish divergence followed by the lower high, and then we'll see if it puts in another lower high as well. So if we look in on the daily chart, some of the Magnificent Seven are also putting in bearish divergence and could put additional bearish divergence in, meaning that the top wasn't in, but RSI continues to put in lower highs, right? So we said to watch out for that. You know, I talked about that I wasn't shorting Google or Meta or anything like that. I had other shorts on. You know, I was shorting NASDAQ at the time, took profit, and now just waiting patiently for another re-entry on to short the bounce opportunity. So as of right now, I'm not in a long position on the NASDAQ, and I took profits on the short position on the NASDAQ as well. But so if we look at it, right, we've had and we kind of go back, let's kind of turn back on let's kind of take a deeper dive here on the NASDAQ. You got the bearish divergence. You know, quick recap in case you're new to the channel, and you know I always like to go back through the quick recap, anyways, right? So you got the bearish divergence, a lower high, breakdown, second lower high, breakdown again, hit this target area 3 times. There is bullish divergence on the shorter term, right? Signaling a shorter term trend reversal, and then it was looking like this was a potential third lower high, but after finding support again, the same exact target area on the NASDAQ, it's continuing to bounce higher, and maybe it'll come back and back test this trend line because it never really did, right? So it bounced, it found support, bounced up here, broke down, found support again, and it never really back tested this upward trend line. So it seems like this is a confluence area of a retracement, and it seems like it could back test this long-term upward trend line, right? And put in that third lower high, right? So that's what we're kind of expecting on the NASDAQ. And as of right now, just kind of build out this another trend line, and you can see it looks like very similar upward sloping trend line is here. So you could actually probably clone this, right? And then put it right on there. It was almost identical, right? So that's something to pay attention to. So if you see like a third lower high come back in, and then it starts to roll over and put in another lower high, right? This would be your higher probability, like, you know that, hey, it's going to break down from this trend line, and it's going to most likely the prices are going to go lower, and see it hit these lower targets down here. And there might be, you know, another move to where, you know, say it comes back up like this, right? Comes back down and then comes in like this, right? And then so you could draw another future trend line like this, and that would be like your earlier detection of that. Hey, it looks like it might be breaking down. Very similar to what we're watching on Bitcoin as well. So they're not always exactly the same, but there's always similarities from asset to asset. So we always keep an eye on it, take a look at it. Welcome everybody. I'm starting to see all the comments flow in. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And Andrew, good morning, Jesse, and all the snipers. Good morning, Andrew. We're going to go through all the comments definitely on the second half of the stream. So if you have a comment, I'm gonna post it on, or I'm gonna show it on the screen, and we're gonna go through all your comments, whether they're questions or you want me to chart a specific asset. We're gonna cover Bitcoin. Like I said, we got Bitcoin dominance on here. We'll take a look at. We're going through the Nasdaq right now, and then let me know what your chart requests are, and we'll go through them all. So we're gonna keep going here on the Nasdaq. So still waiting for that third lower high to be put in, right? So had this nice bounce here, drop back down, getting another nice bounce. Still doesn't have a sell signal on the weekly chart, unlike the Dow Jones, Russell 2000 had, gold, silver futures, S&P 500. They all had sell signals on the weekly chart. Even Bitcoin had a sell signal on the weekly chart. The Nasdaq's the only one that has not, and I think that's mostly because a lot of the Magnificent Seven stocks kept it propped up, right? And some of those haven't had the sell signals yet. Bitcoin's down 0.7% today. It was down, I think it was like down 2% yesterday on the stream. And, it was at 28,000. And then now it's down. Yesterday it was like hovering around 27,600, 700, battling. We're going to take a deeper dive into it. So we'll get there. We'll get there. Here's the Nasdaq, right? So continuing to wait for that lower high to get put in. Take this off. So wherever it is, whether it was down here, or here, right? Or all the way back up here, that seems like a high confluence area where a lower high could be put in, right? And then possibly maybe even spike above with a wick and then come back down and close back below, and then see it to start to roll over after that. So we'll keep a close eye on it. S&P 500 had a big move down, a bounce, bigger move down, getting another bounce, another retracement. Possible it comes all the way back up and retest this trend line again, right? It's been battling this trend line. It seems like it could do that, but it's still like one of those looking for those short bounces. Like even on this MACD crossover, right? There was MACD crossover on this bounce, and then it just gets sold off. Remember, it's a bullish MACD crossover, but it's in bearish territory, right? So until it starts closing back above here, expecting to short the bounces in a downtrend. That's the daily chart. The weekly chart, you had this peak here. You had a lower peak here, a lower high. MACD is still bearish, just kind of letting the MACD catch up, letting the trending dots catch up, the red trending dots catch up, letting the moving averages catch up, right? So S&P 500 looks like it'll just, at this moment, just possibly put in another lower high and then continue back downward, right? So we'll keep an eye on it. Dow Jones, still bearish at the moment, still MACD bearish crossover. We've got, the trending dots moving down. You got this longer term upward trend line here. May have found temporary support, could come back up, maybe take some time to roll over, and then we'll see if it breaks down from there, right? So that's the Dow Jones weekly chart. Russell 2000, still bearish. Also, let's go back to Dow Jones. Yeah, so also the Russell 2000, the MACD is bearish as well, right? So the MACD, can be a lagging indicator. Most of the time it is a lagging indicator. Sometimes those spot divergences as well. So it could be used as a potential leading indicator, but for the most part, it's a lagging indicator, at least on the crossovers. And so you can see it like breaking down below the zero line on the MACD. So that's very bearish, right? So very bearish on the MACD weekly chart. Can't even get my mouth on the water today. Oh my God. All right. So Russell 2000, here we go. Let's keep going. Gold. So weekly chart. Doesn't mean the reversal candle is going to nail it perfectly every single time, but it is a pending reversal candle on gold futures weekly chart. Doesn't mean it's going to be the reversal, but as of right now, it's saying that it's most likely found support, at least temporarily, kind of come back in and fill this uh, gap from this big move down, right? So the weekly chart, the sell signal came all the way down, almost hit target 2, almost hit this weekly support here. It did not. It's still bearish on RSI. RSI is kind of bouncing and letting the EMA catch up on the RSI. MACD is still bearish. MACD is below the 0 line. It's trending downward. So even if this reversal candle, it just means it could come back up like this, put in another lower high, and then continue downward. So we'll see. It's still in a downward trend until it's not, right? It would take some time for the ship to get turned around. It would take some time for for a reversal to happen. Weeks, if not possibly months, for it to kind of get turned around if the bottom is in. So I don't think it is. Everything is still trending downward. So, but expect bounces along the way, right? So expect bounces along the way. It's no longer ultra bearish on the daily chart. And we were talking about that. Ultra bearish, ultra bearish, ultra bearish. Looks like it's kind of rounding, finding support, and then boom, bounces back up. You can see it kind of get a retracement back up into the early 1900s, right? And then see if it kind of rolls over from there and be prepared for, possible lower more to the downside in gold. Let's go back to the weekly chart. Let's take a look at silver. Silver still bearish, right? MACD below the 0 line. You've got RSI still trending down. The RSI EMA trending downward. Broke out of this upward trend line, kind of leading the way. Had that weekly close back below the 200-week moving average. Trending dots coming down. Doesn't mean that it came down like this, comes back up, kind of lets the trending dots catch up, puts in another lower high, right? And then continues back down. So we'll see. It didn't really maybe it did on the lower time frames, but didn't really back test this upward longer term trend line. Seems like it might at some point, and it could. Or, if it continues to be this bearish, right? It could just kind of come back up and then just roll over after that, right? So it's still bearish on the daily chart. It's still bearish on the weekly chart. So expecting lower prices, expecting bounces for now. And then if it starts to change, and of course, it's going to take some time to play around and then reverse after that. So we'll keep an eye on it. Silver weekly chart is still bearish. The dollar weekly chart is still bullish, but we're expecting a pullback based off of the lower time frames on the daily chart. What's up, everybody? Good morning. I'm going to get to all the comments. Trust me, I'm just going to keep trying to power through. We got a lot of charts to cover. I want to get through a lot of them for you. So on the daily chart, we were talking about this. Even though the weekly chart is still bullish on the dollar, we're expecting pullbacks along the way. So you see that I've got targets everywhere, right? This target down here is based off of the weekly chart from a year ago. 3 of those 4 major targets got hit. It barely missed it here, right? Barely missed the target. So I left it on. A reminder that not all targets get hit. 3 of the 4 targets got hit. And we talked about this in previous live streams, previous videos. You can go take a look at them. That, again, we were talking about 3 of the 4 targets got hit for dollar. So is that a pattern for the dollar hitting 3 of the 4 sniper targets, right? So we're going to keep that on there. We could take this off. We could take this off. Just kind of keep the chart a little bit cleaner. But just so you know, we had the bearish divergence as a quick recap, right? So it's already coming into target 1. Hasn't hit target 1 yet, but we were talking about it where, possibly, breaks down, bearish divergence, breakdown, hit target 1, 2, maybe it keeps the same pattern, hits target 3, right? I kind of drew it right here because the weekly chart actually has trending dots about the same area. So it could wick down possibly to like this 3rd target, find support around here where the trending dots are, and then continue upwards after that. So as of right now, the daily chart is bearish. There is bearish divergence. There's MACD bearish crossover. You can see bearish divergence. You can see RSI sell signal, right? A daily candle closed below, kind of came back. Price went back up, kind of faked it back to the upside, created a negative wick, right? And then closed back below. So it's all about the closes, in my opinion, right? So not about the wicks. I think the wicks are just to like get people out of their positions and trick you. So if not always, but what I see often is that wherever the candle starts, it creates a wick, and most likely, or not most likely, but a lot of the times, it will close in the opposite direction, right? So just keep an eye on that, so you don't get caught in the fear of missing out or whatever, because it starts, this starts, the candle starts pushing all the way back up, right? 106.7, right? Pushes all the way back up and then ends up closing all the way back down, right? So candle closes are more important in my opinion. That's the dollar. Here's the 10-year yield. We talked about this. Has bearish divergence, very similar to the dollar. Bearish divergence, right? Reversal candle yesterday. We talked about this. RSI sell signal, right? And then it looks like a future MACD bearish crossover. I'm sure if I put it on the sharpshooter candles, we would see a pending MACD bearish crossover. Let's take a look at it. Inputs, show MACD. Do we have it? Do I have it on there? Style, pending, bear. Okay, so it's not pending yet, right? So in the near, oh yeah, it's not touching, but in the near future, you're gonna see like a pending MACD bearish crossover, and that will show us on the actual charts if we leave it on the sharpshooter candles. So I just leave it off for the purposes of posting charts and streaming, just kind of keep the charts as clean as possible, but normally I have it on. So again, we talked about this yesterday. It was flashing a potential reversal candle on the 10-year yield. Could come back down here, find support, and then continue to bounce. Why? Because, well, it's no longer ultra bullish on the weekly chart. It was still ultra bullish yesterday. It's no longer ultra bullish, but it's still upward trend for MACD, still bullish overall on the weekly chart. It was ultra bullish on the monthly chart. It still currently is. So overall, MACD is still bullish, right? On the monthly chart. You still have ultra bullish on the monthly chart, which is lagging. It's a higher time frame. The weekly chart was ultra bullish yesterday. It no longer is. So it could come back down to like the trending dots. That's kind of how I drew it. I come back to the trending dots, see if it finds support, and then makes its next run up, possibly up to this target here. So we'll keep an eye on it. That's the US 10-year yield. We got the VIX, still bullish on the weekly chart. Of course, it breaks down on the daily chart. We talked about this way back early. We've talked about it many times before. This exact move like this, we over exaggerated it, but it's not even that much of an over exaggeration. It's a wild animal, but overall, it's still currently bullish on the weekly chart. We're watching the MACD continue to get closer to that zero line. Maybe take a couple more weeks for it to get there. Maybe longer, right? So we'll keep an eye on it. Natural gas. Let's look at the weekly chart. Let's get back on the crosshairs. So kind of drew this out, still bullish, right? MACD is currently at the negative 0.007, so getting closer into that zero line as well in the bullish territory. So it's getting closer, but expect, be aware that the trending dots are down here at $2.70 and could put in a higher low at some point again. You have it's ultra bullish on the daily chart, and you've got the trending dots down here at 2.99. So at some point, there's going to be a pullback, right? At some point, there's going to be a correction. And at some point, it will find support and most likely come back up here and target. It's possible it just comes all the way straight back up here and hits the 200-week moving average and this target all in one big move. But it's also, especially while it's ultra bullish, so keep an eye on that. But it could come back, get a short-term retracement, and then go up and hit it. So we'll keep an eye on natural gas, U.S. oil. Then we're going to jump over the Magnificent Seven. And of course, we're going to dive into Bitcoin. Stay tuned. We're going to spend a little bit more time on Bitcoin, but also we have that video that we put out on Bitcoin with that fractal. I even showed you where the two fractals are on Bitcoin and laid out this game plan weeks in advance, months in advance on Bitcoin. And it seems like it's potentially playing out in real time with us on the live streams, 27,400 Bitcoin, U.S. oil, right? So we watched the bearish divergence play out. You got bearish divergence, had a second MACD bearish crossover, right? And the RSI sell signal way back here in September, and then had that candle close below this more aggressive upward trend line, this more parabolic trend line, right? And then a sell signal after that, closed all the way back down this upward trend line. And now price is just bouncing, right? So it's bouncing, came back, retested this upper trend line, kind of let the trending dots catch up. So wherever it puts in that higher low will be that higher probability short. So you can tell that we've already talked about this, even way back down here. Last week we were talking about the breakdown of oil, right? And that it could bounce, find support temporarily, bounce, kind of let everything catch up, put in this lower high, because that is the higher probability short, is the lower high that follows bearish divergence, right? So MACD is already into bullish territory, as you can see over here, 0.07 on the MACD, currently bearish. So you start getting closes back below on the MACD, that's bearish, below the zero, and then we'll see. We're going to jump over to Magnificent Seven real quick. We got some bounces along the way. It's green across the board. Still looking for that higher low on NVIDIA. There's been bearish divergence going all the way back. It's hard to kill a bull, as they say, right? MACD. But at the end of the day, the MACD could just kind of get into this bullish territory, put in like another rolling lower high, maybe take a few days or a week or so to do that, and then roll back over into bearish territory. RSI could put in another lower high, right? And roll back over. Price bounces, puts in another lower high, comes back into a key target area, right? And then rolls back over and comes back down. So that's what we're continuing to watch on NVIDIA. Still waiting for that lower high to be put in. Meta, the day hasn't closed, right? The day hasn't closed. I know it looks really bullish right now, right? It looks really bullish. It broke out, right? So this was not the lower high. This was not the lower high. Could this be the lower high, right? At 322. We're going to see how today turns out, how it closes. Could it put in additional bearish divergence? Absolutely. It definitely could put in additional bearish divergence, meaning that it puts in a higher high, right? While RSI puts in a lower high, right? So it's possible, but it has not closed yet. Could put in close below here, puts in a sneaky lower high, and then starts to roll over. So wherever that lower high is will be that higher probability. You could even draw out like a more aggressive trend line like that, and that's kind of where you're, starting to look where you'll see hey, should I be taking profit, right? Should I be getting out of my long positions, or if you're looking to possibly short it? I'm not in a position on it. Remember, there is a 10% gap down below. There is a 200-week moving average down below. There's a massive 20% gap down at 153. Sounds crazy to come all the way back down, right? Sounds crazy. But at the lows back here at $92, it sounded crazy at the time. that price would come all the way back up and fill this massive 21% gap up here. It took time for it to happen. And it could take time for this to happen. 10% gap, more targets to the downside, massive 20% gap. That's meta. Amazon. All right, we're at 25 minutes. We're going to go a little bit faster on the Magnificent Seven. But similar thoughts, similar ideas. After the bearish divergence, break down on Amazon, right? And then come back up, whether this is going to be the lower high here or this is going to be the lower high way up here. The lower high will be that higher probability, right? After, when it follows the bearish divergence, you put in that lower high, and that's going to be your higher probability that price is going to continue downward. So that's Amazon. Microsoft, bearish divergence, bounce. This is a lower high and a back test. Now, are we going to find another lower high here, right? That's what we're waiting for. This is a lower high. Will this be another lower high? Will this MACD end up falling short and then just kind of rolling back over, right? So that's what we're kind of watching on Microsoft as well. Tesla, still in this same consolidation area that we talked about that looked very similar to silver, right? And then silver was getting close to this upward trend line. Doesn't mean it can't break out of it, come all the way back up, put in a lower high way up here. It's possible for Tesla, very similar to possibly Meta, right? Or Google. We'll take a look at Google too. Google looks like it's putting in future bearish divergence, but again, the day isn't over. It hasn't closed yet. We'll see how it goes tomorrow as well. But it's very similar looking to silver. So we'll see if it ends up breaking back down, putting a lower high, or if it breaks out. If it does start to break back down, then I would think it's going to continue to look like the silver pattern. It's kind of a wait and see. Right now, it is currently bullish, but doesn't mean it won't be sold off, right? So look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart could also be putting in a lower high. You've got MACD, still no bullish crossover on the MACD. It's kind of a wait and see. Still had that RSI sell signal back here in August. Still a wait and see on Tesla. Apple, right? Talked about this. Breakdown, lower high. Breakdown, hit target 2. Now we're waiting for that next lower high. Again, our MACD could just end up rolling over at this point, being below that, it's below the 0 line. RSI could put in a lower high. Price puts in a lower high, fills this gap up here at about 181, right? So we're kind of watching that. And then at the end of the day, waiting for it to roll over and then see if it ends up hitting the next lower target from there. Google, like I mentioned, you have the bearish divergence back here. The day hasn't closed, but RSI could be putting in that lower peak. It's too early to say, but if we zoom in here, turn this off for a second, you've got close here. You've got bearish divergence here, right? So you've got additional bearish divergence all the way, right? So this is what we talk about. It can remain diverged for much longer than what people think. So we're always aware of that. Bearish divergence, bearish divergence, bearish divergence. Will this be additional bearish divergence? If so, it could roll back over, at some point put in another lower high. So this is additional bearish divergence already. So we're continuing to watch Google play out. Now let's jump over to Bitcoin. Let's take a look at it. Let's see. So there, boom. Here we are. Let's turn the indicator back on, right? So this is what we're watching, right? The last 4 reversal candles basically called it on Bitcoin. Doesn't mean it'll happen again, but we've been pointing this out. And it's only 4 in a row. It's not 5 in a row, right? This wasn't the low. It came back down, put in divergence, and then another reversal candle after that, and then a reversal candle here, and then a reversal candle back down here after divergence. This was after, bearish divergence, reversal candle, right? Bullish divergence, slight bullish divergence, followed by a reversal candle, bearish divergence, followed by a reversal candle, bullish divergence, followed by a reversal candle, and then we have a reversal candle, but no bearish divergence here, right? So there's no divergence followed by a reversal candle, but we do have a reversal candle. We have this long upward trend line going back to August, right? It looks like RSI is breaking down as of right now. This looks like the lower high. This is a reversal candle on the daily chart. This could be another lower high. And if you get a candle, it hasn't happened yet, but if you get a candle close below here, the probabilities continue to increase. It's not confirmed yet, even with the reversal candle. Reversal candle was at about 27,471, kind of pumped back up. It's been going sideways. This would be the candle close below this trend line, and then a candle close on RSI below this longer term upward trend line, and then you start getting candle close back below. Most likely a sell signal at that point. MACD bearish crossover. If you drop down to the lower time frame, what we talked about was there was a sell signal on the 8-hour chart back here after the reversal candle on the daily chart. Price kind of pushed back up, back test this trend line. Another sell signal when we went live again. So we had a sell signal on yesterday's live stream on the 8-hour chart. Price pushed back up when we were off of the live stream. Then we said there's a pending sell signal again on the 8-hour chart. And then we went live at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and another 8-hour sell signal there. So the probabilities continue to increase, right? You had this peak, you had the RSI sell signal, looks like another lower high here, breakdown, another MACD bearish crossover, another lower high here, back test of this trend line. Seems like it's rolling over, still might not just flush straight down until it starts coming back down like this, right? So it could come back in, battle, and then at some point get a bigger flush down, similar to Ethereum. We were talking about that on Ethereum yesterday, I believe. Yesterday we were talking about this. So on the daily chart, had that sell signal breakdown, and then yesterday's close all the way back down this last line of defense for the bulls, right? So you've got a close back below the 200-week moving average, a close back below this upward trend line. Price came all the way back up to about 1595 on Ethereum, pretty much a back test, resuming back below, another MACD bearish crossover as well. See, it battled back up to the zero line, and after that just rolled back over and is back into bearish territory on the daily chart, rolling over on Ethereum. And we were talking about that. Ethereum also had a reversal candle, and it looked like it was kind of leading the way to the downside for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's at the reversal candle area. This is that similar upward trend line here of Ethereum, and it had that sell signal and flushed back down. And Ethereum is back below the 200-week moving average, back below this upward trend line. So will Bitcoin do something similar? Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance, right? Bitcoin dominance is ultra bullish on the daily chart. We talked about this. Smash the like button if you haven't. We're going to get through all the comments. We're going to take a breath here right after Bitcoin. I'm sure a lot of people have questions. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to get through everybody. I'm going to read all the comments. We're going to get through it together. I'm going to start charting your stuff. So Bitcoin dominance. Here's my thoughts on it. A couple people have asked me about it. We got Bitcoin dominance, ultra bullish on the daily chart. Still, right? Weekly chart is still bullish. We could get a weekly close back above back above the 200-week moving average. MACD still had that bearish crossover. Could even put in bearish divergence on the weekly chart, but there are higher targets for a reason, right? Monthly chart is still bullish on the monthly chart, right? That doesn't mean Bitcoin is going to the moon. What it could mean when Bitcoin is dominating the altcoins or the crypto assets like Ethereum, Cardano, etc., it just means that while it's going through a correction, it could lose less value. It could lose a lower percentage of the value than crypto. So if Bitcoin were to drop 20%, maybe you see crypto and altcoins drop 30 to 50%, right? So that's what it could mean. It's still bullish. I remember posting this chart way back here on the buy signal, right? 41%. I posted it way back here. Long-term bullish divergence. Long-term bullish divergence, right? I posted these charts. Many bigger accounts I tagged on it, and some of them even said, before it even hit target one, saying, "Oh, we'll never see target at 56%." Okay, that's fine. You can say that when the dominance is way back here at 41%, and we have to wait for it to hit target one first. Well, it hit target one, right? Then they said again, we'll never see target three. It's possible we don't see target three. But before we even worry about target three, it had to hit target two. It had to retest the 200-week moving average. It retested it, got rejected, came all the way back. It's retesting it again. Will it get rejected or regain the 200-week moving average, which is bullish, possibly longer term, right? And then that would signal possibly that we do come up and hit target three. So instead of keeping a narrative or sticking to your thesis, just let the charts tell you what's happening, right? It's still bullish. It's possible it continues to be bullish, hits target three, target four, right? Bitcoin dominance. MACD is above the zero line, right? It's MACD is in bullish territory. It's at 0.19% on the monthly chart, right? So that's what we're watching. Bitcoin dominance. We're going to take a quick breath here. Wes Diddy, track the candle Tuesday. He's coining the terms Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Welcome back, Wes Diddy. Make money Mondays. Track the candle Tuesday. I'm not sure if I'm sold on that, Wes Diddy. Welcome back. Good morning. Morning, Jesse. What's up, Olson? Longtime sniper. What is your thought on RNDR setting up a short entry if we clip back to 1.82? Would be a second failure to grab the fib target with at least 1 point. Okay. Yeah, we can take a look at it. We'll definitely look at it. Let me get through all the comments, and then I'll circle back to RNDR and come back to your comment. Yep. Okay. Andrew, good morning, Jesse, and all the snipers. Good morning, Andrew. Welcome. Aldo, so consistent. Aldo, I think you weren't on the stream yesterday though. Hey Olson, misspelling my name on purpose. Very consistent that way. Just stopping by to say good morning. Smash the like button. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll have to watch the replay later. Perfect. We definitely want you on the replay crew. Appreciate everybody. Reiki, what's up? Hey buddy, joining you from Dubai today. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, normally I think you live in the UK, right? Dubai. Awesome. Be Balanced. Good morning. My favorite primetime show now. Awesome. Primetime. Awesome. Be Balanced. Welcome back. Welcome back. Caesar, welcome back. Good afternoon, Jesse. Can you chart Hershey stock? Yeah. Let me know what the symbol is, Caesar, on Hershey, just so I can search it a lot faster, right? If you can put in the symbol, because it's not on the sniper watch list. Obviously, I know the Hershey company, but just makes things easier. And then in case you're someone wants a crypto asset, or maybe they want to look at a penny stock or something I don't know, put in the symbol as well. So let me know what the company or the crypto asset is, plus the symbol helps out. Rick's Money Makers Helting. Good morning, everyone. Welcome, Sniper. Join the Sniper team. What's up? Andrew, plus Doge, please. So are you saying two different assets, or is it a pair? Ergo plus Doge. We'll take a look at Ergo. I've never charted Ergo before. I was looking at Doge. Looks bearish on Doge. Can you please look at coin? You got it. Welcome. 4K mods. Soup. You mean sup? What's up, 4K mods? Welcome back. Shankar, good morning. Welcome back. John, welcome back. Isn't the fourth quarter usually the most bullish? Why so bearish when things are bouncing into the best quarter is, yeah, I mean, that's overall narratives, right? And some of the stocks might be propped up, but I just trade the chart in front of me, no matter what time of the year it is, what month it is, what day it is. It really depends on what time frame you're looking at, what asset you're looking at. Overall, they do say that the fourth quarter is more bullish, right? Because you know, but that doesn't mean, like, if it's an overall market correction, right? At the end of the day, it's not going to matter, right? At the end of the day, if you're charting something and an asset is more bearish, and so it's not that I'm like bearish overall. I'm just saying, like, certain charts are bearish and certain charts are bullish. And we're just watching each chart individually. So I stay neutral. I'm not a bull or a bear. I just read the charts and then tell you what I think, uh, whether it's accurate or not, right? For the most part, it seems pretty accurate, especially in the higher time frames, but doesn't mean we haven't been wrong in the past, and we will never be 100% accurate. But there's no bias here. It's purely charts. I have zero bias, and we'll call it is the way we see it, day to day and week to week. And there's bounces along the way, so there's definitely no bearish bias there. It's just calling it the way I see it. Take it for whatever you want. Uh, Jesse is in the zone, preaching charge the fire. Thanks, Rick. Appreciate it. Smash that like button. Help me, help you, help me, and help me again, right? Smash that like button. I got it over here in the left corner. Boom, smash it, smash it. Goal is 100 likes. Thank you. I appreciate everyone. Let's keep going. Good morning, Hernan. Welcome back. Gert Jan or Gert Jan. I'm definitely saying it wrong. Good evening from Holland. Welcome back to the stream. Caesar, welcome back. Watching Disney Little Breakout. Yeah, we talked about that. I think you had me chart it the other day, and we were talking about it. It did have some, we can take a look at it if you want to. Let me know. Jin Chao, good morning. Welcome back. Or if it's your first time, not sure, welcome to the channel. Good morning. Caesar, HSY. Ooh, we got a lot of requests. Can we look at Solana? Yeah, sure. Hey, boss. What's up, Arnold? Welcome back. BTC 26.8, 29, 20. Yeah, it's possible. We'll see. 29 though. I'm not seeing 29. It's possible, but I'm not seeing it on Bitcoin. Let's go back to the lower time frame. Let's go. Let's see. 29. Yeah, I don't see 29, right? So you're 26.8, right? Obviously, if it's breaking down to 26.8, I'm gonna say that is a lot lower probability to go back to 29, right? So 26.8, obviously, if it's breaking down 26.8, and then that 23.5 is possible, but I'm not seeing 26.8, then to 29, then to 23.5, then the 32. I don't see that happening at all. Sorry. What I do see is if it continues to break down, right, after this reversal candle, similar to Ethereum, 26.8 would be next, right? So you're correct there. And then if it starts breaking back below the 200-week moving average, similar to Ethereum, then we would be getting closer to that next target, which is below 24,000. So 23.5 is right in that target, that next big target area zone. There's two targets in here. So you got like target 3 and target 4. I just combined it into one. Then so 26.8, then 23.5. So I'm not seeing 29 and then 32 after, possibly 32 after 23.5. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. We'll see. I'm from Vietnam. Awesome. So is one of my best friends, Wes Diddy, who's on here. He's from Vietnam, but lives near me in Orange County. So welcome. Appreciate it. Let's see. All right, let's go back to RNDR for Colson. Let's take a look at it. Let's jump in. I think I still have it on the watch list because other people have asked about it, and Colson before as well. But sometimes it's just easier to search for it, right? So you're hoping for it to push back up to one point. You must be on a really lower time frame, Colson. So you're hoping it pushes back up to 1.82. It's at 1.8. It got it back up to 1.81, right? Still currently bullish, still currently holding this upward trend line at the moment, similar to like Bitcoin. Um, Possibly a reversal candle if we change the settings on it. I'm not going to spend the time on it because we want to try to get through as many requests as possible. Weekly chart, never had a bullish crossover. Could just be putting in a lower high, right? So I had this massive bounce up, had bearish divergence on the weekly chart, breakdown, bouncing, and that might be it. It's too early to call it. Daily chart, too early to call it. Our side did break down a little bit there. Let's look at the 8-hour chart. Had bearish divergence on the 8-hour chart, did have a sell signal similar to Bitcoin. Maybe it has another sell signal similar to Bitcoin and then starts to break back down. It's possible it gets back up to 1.82, right? It's possible. It got to 1.81, right? Let's see, 4-hour chart. Yeah, it's possible it gets back up into that area. So it just depends where you drew your retracement targets at. But I wouldn't guess at a key target area. I would still wait personally for like even if you're on a lower time frame for something more aggressive, you know, if you're expecting it to come back up to a key target area like 1.82, wherever that is, and then starts to roll back over, right? That's what I'd still be waiting for. Still waiting for like that higher probability setup and then watch it start to roll over after that and short that bounce at that point, right? So that's I'd still be kind of waiting for that. Maybe you're looking for it on a lower time frame, possibly. It's hard to say, but it's still currently bullish. Had that short term bullish divergence, reversal candle, right? So you're just kind of waiting for that 1.82 possibly. And then, wherever it starts to roll over, you're kind of watching on that trend line, like I said, and then see if it starts to break down from there. So that's RNDR. Let's keep going. Let's take a look at it. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions on that, Colson. Happy to help. Happy to help. Let's see. Okay, Andrew, you're next up. Ergo. I don't think I don't remember charting this even in the bull run. So I don't think let's see. Let's do Binance. It might have more chart history than Coinbase. But if you're looking at a specific exchange, let me know if that's what you want me to watch. Oh, let me get rid of that. And then let me know, are you looking at like a buy, or are you in a long position looking to possibly take profits? And by the way, none of this is financial advice. We know that. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. None of this is financial advice. But in context, like, are you looking for a potential buy, the dip, or what are you looking to do, Andrew? So we can kind of talk about it from that viewpoint for you. We had that bullish divergence that we talked about. Many crypto assets had that. So, Ethereum, we covered like 10 of them on the Bitcoin and crypto possibly breaking out, right? So we did that video. We covered Bitcoin as well. So if you have time, go back to the Bitcoin latest video. This one with the fractals, right? This one with the fractals. This one with, will we see 38,000 or 24,000 next, right? The Bitcoin crashing one. They're all still relevant. I put those videos out. They're all still relevant. The Bitcoin and crypto breaking out, you can see exactly what I'm talking about on that bullish divergence with the breakout, right? And you can still see like, on this one, it's still relevant on, ultra bullish, like Bitcoin, all that stuff, right? So all of those charts, all of those videos are still relevant. But to get back to Ergo, Arago. Am I saying that correctly? I'm always going to mispronounce things, but we'll keep going. So we had that bullish divergence, right? Bullish divergence followed by like a breakout, right? You can kind of map it out. It looked very similar to um, the other altcoins that we talked about. Bullish divergence followed by the breakout. Most likely hit target 1, target 2, maybe target 3 up here, right? And now we had bearish divergence, right? So you had the bearish divergence followed by a possible lower high here. You can see it on RSI. We had a MACD bearish crossover, right? Back here, right? So bearish divergence spotted it first. Bearish divergence, MACD bearish crossover. Sometimes, one leads the other, but bearish divergence is always first, right? And then you've got MACD bearish crossover. You got a potential lower high. We've got a pending sell signal after a reversal candle. So we have bearish divergence followed by a reversal candle. By the way, the MACD had a bearish crossover. RSI sell signal on the reversal candle, sell signal, etc., etc. So if you look at eyeball the targets, it seems like, kind of like the halfway point right there, back to this area here. So is it going to continue to break down similar to Ethereum where it's back down to these lower prices and possibly even lower there? Let me know if you have any follow-up questions. We'll see. We're going to get through some more assets, maybe come back to Doge, Andrew, but probably something similar. Let's look. Let's just take a quick glance. Maybe we won't jump into it too much. I took a look at it and didn't look too interesting yesterday, but could change very quickly. Let's see. Doge. I think you're up here. I don't know if I come across it, we'll look at it. But the next one is Coin. Let's take a look at Coin. You got it. So Coin, we were talking about this, right? So we even had that arrow on there. So we've already looked at Coin. We talked about this where it had this nice move up, hit a key target area, went through retracement, found support at a key target area after hitting 4 targets, right? You can see 4 targets there are all hit. This is multiple targets to the upside, a nice retracement. You had bullish divergence. We talked about this. Potential higher low followed by a buy signal. And you could have put on like a more aggressive, like downward trend line there and a buy signal there. And then now it's breaking out of this downward trend line from here. Target 1 had already been hit. And it could be, so if you got into a long position already or you're holding Coin, possibly see price come up to target 2, target 3, maybe even target 4. Keep in mind, Bitcoin hit target 3 and then started to roll over. Ethereum hit target 2 and then rolled over. Some of the crypto assets only hit target 1 and then rolled over. So each asset will hit different targets and then possibly roll over after that. So that's Coin. We looked at this on previous streams, and you can go back to take a look at it. We did cover it, bullish divergence, right? Followed by that higher low. MACD is getting closer to that 0 line. And then, of course, there's longer term potential targets up there, right? So if we zoom out here, let's take a look at the weekly chart. Just looks like it's a shorter term bounce as of right now. I know it's in bullish territory, but we did have that RSI sell signal, right? It is still below the trending dots, trending downward, right? And the MACD had that bearish crossover. So still, as of right now, looking at possibly just a shorter term bounce. Maybe it doesn't even hit target 2. I don't know. It's too early to say, but possibly target 2 or 3 or 4, puts in a lower high and then see if it rolls over from there. So that's Coin. As of right now, it is breaking out. It did hit target 1 already. Let's keep going. Let's go back to let's see what's the next one. If not, we'll come back to Doge. Oh, Disney. Let's take a look at Disney. I know we did cover this on Disney. We're about 54 minutes, rocking and rolling over here. Pure charts, right? Pure speculation of the charts. We keep rocking and rolling, keep that water flowing. All right, let's look at it. I know it's on here. Sometimes just faster. Yep. There we go. Disney. So we talked about it. I had the bullish divergence, right? We talked about how it could possibly be breaking out. It broke out, had that buy signal, right? So we had an aggressive trend line on it. We talked about it even back here, talked about it through this bullish divergence, right? There's no higher low yet. So, Caesar, are you in it or you're waiting for it? Because if you missed it, do you want to chase it at this point? Because what it could happen is that at some point, it's going to put in a higher low. There's bullish divergence, but a higher low is the higher probability, and it has not put in a higher low yet. We do have a pending. That's always interesting. I love to see it when it's still pending. We have a pending MACD bullish crossover. Right? I mean, on the MACD, it looks like it crossed over, but it's pending because the week hasn't closed yet, right? So we do have a reversal candle on the weekly chart. We did have bullish divergence followed by a reversal candle. It seems like the trend has changed on Disney. Whew. It seemed like the trend has changed. We kind of talked about this, but the week isn't over, right? So we have a reversal candle after bullish divergence, pending MACD bullish crossover. It had a buy signal on the daily chart. We do have that gap at $100. We talked about 200-week moving average is at 117, right? At some point, it's going to put in that higher low, right? So at some point, it bounces out, maybe comes back up, and then comes back down, puts in a higher low, and that will be that higher probability breakout. Might be at a higher price, right? But it will be a higher probability. So you just have to decide, like if you didn't take this at $80, right? As an example, it's breaking out of the downward trend line, or a higher probability is back up around the $82. If you were not in at that point, what could happen is like you get in now, you may just have to hold through some pain, right? I don't love doing that. But it may come back test it, right? Put in a higher low at some point and then see if it breaks out from there. That's what we're kind of watching on Disney, but it is bullish on the daily chart. The relative strength is gaining on the weekly chart. There was a reversal candle on the weekly chart, and it looks like a pending MACD bullish crossover as well. But it still could take some time to play out too before you get a larger bounce too. So make sure you have your plan laid out. Caesar HSY, let me know what kind of asset that is. Crypto Mike, blow off top. Okay. I don't know what you're talking about. Blow off top. Crypto Mike. HSY. All right. HSY. I'll just do all, but I'm not sure. HSY. Oh, Hershey Company. Oh, gotcha. All right. That makes sense. Thank you. So Hershey Company, HSY. I appreciate that. Good call, Caesar. Let's take a look at it. Let's start with the weekly chart because I haven't charted this. I've charted it before, but I think it's been a couple of years, right? I don't think I've charted it for a while. Let's get back on the cursors. Let's kind of zoom out here. A weekly chart, ultra bearish, monthly chart, bearish, right? So here's the monthly chart. You kind of had this move back here since June 2018, and there hasn't been a significant correction on the Hershey Company on the monthly chart since 2018. And you're seeing that now, right? So you had that long-term bearish divergence, right? Long-term bearish divergence. Now, at some point, it could find support, right? Not saying this is the bottom, but at some point, it could find support, bounce, have a rally of some sort, and then put in a lower high long term, and then could continue back downwards, right? As of right now, the Hershey Company is currently bearish on the monthly chart, right? You could see prices coming all the way back down to 156. Possibly all the way back down to like 125, 126 area, right? The weekly there's a monthly chart. It would take a long time to play out. The weekly chart is ultra bearish right now. It had a weekly close below the 200-week moving average, right? MACD is below the zero line, right? So at some point, there's going to be a bounce along the way. That's a huge move. You can see going all the way back to your prices all the way back to December 2021, right? So basically a full round trip over the last 2 years so far, right? March 2020 lows, where are you? March 2020 lows back at 109. We know that many stocks, including Disney company that we just looked at, Hershey company, could come all the way back to 109, possible. Amazon's come all the way back there. When? We don't know. How long? We don't know. The daily chart is still ultra bearish. You can see that it can remain ultra bearish for much longer than what people think. June 2023, it's been ultra bearish since June 2023, basically. So will it find support at the 200-week moving average? Will it finally have some sort of a rally? Well, possibly, but as of right now, there's no signs of reversal yet, right? You do have bullish divergence on the daily chart. You do have this divergence going all the way back. So there could be like some sort of a bounce or a retracement at some point. But as of right now, it's so ultra bearish that it's guessing. And every single time it has a small bounce, it's getting sold off, right? Got sold off, right? Bounces, got sold off, bounce, sold off, small bounce, sold off, bounce, sold off. You get the point. Every bounce is getting sold off hard, even though it's creating bullish divergence. And we've seen assets have bullish divergence for 1 year, 1.5 years, 2 years, right? So it's a wait and see. You're probably gonna have to do a wait and see for a long time, unless you're looking at a very short term time frame or a lower time frame. So Solana, let's keep going, but good one to look at. Hernan, I hadn't looked at that one. I think maybe the other day. Can't remember. Whew, getting tired. That was a lot. Solana, let's take a look at it. I haven't looked at it today. Where are you? There you are. Down 0.72%. Bitcoin still down 0.5%, still below 27,500. Okay, so this is the daily chart, right? Looks like similar target. Bitcoin hit target 3, right? So what about Solana, Hernan? Are you looking for, are you in a long position? Are you looking to take profit? We kind of talked about this, right? Are you looking for a buy the dip scenario, or are you shorting? I can't remember what you're doing, but the daily chart is starting to look more and more bearish, very similar to Bitcoin. Short from 24. Oh, okay. Well, it's getting more and more bearish, right? So it doesn't mean that crypto is a wild animal, right? So it doesn't mean it couldn't have a crazy spike up, but holding it from 24. That's right. I remember now. So thanks for reminding me. I can't remember every single detail for every single person, but I do remember $24 and talking about it on the live stream. So we have a pending. It's not the day hasn't closed yet, but we have a pending RSI sell signal. Doesn't mean it couldn't bounce back up and then roll back over after that. But the MACD could have a bearish crossover in the near future, right? Looks like a sneaky lower high here. It's trending downward after hitting key target 1, 2, and 3. Target 4 did not get hit. Very similar to Bitcoin. If we drop down the 8-hour chart, had that sell signal yesterday at 1 a.m. my time. So 1, 2, 3, 4 candles ago, I had that sell signal on the 8-hour chart. The MACD is getting close to that zero line, getting close to the bearish territory in the MACD for the 8-hour chart. EMA continues to trend downward. RSI is trending downward. 4-hour chart, it's been battling. It had that breakdown, sell signal. Basically, it went sideways, right, on the 4-hour chart, and then started to break down. Then started to get more bearish on the 4-hour chart. So it's trending downward. You can see it's getting more bearish on the 4-hour chart. MACD still trending downward. So not financial advice. Still looking for further downside, and the party may not have even gotten started. The daily chart hasn't even had a sell signal yet. So, could end up being, in hindsight, a very good short. So we'll see how it plays out. Trying to offload the remainder of my one. Oh, gotcha. Okay. So you're in, I remember Colson, you're in that buy on RNDR, and you're trying to ride it as high as possible. And then it looks like it, with all the other assets, could start to roll over. So you're trying to maximize your profits. Awesome. Great job. Great job. Great job. November, we will see BTC. Yeah, possible. I mean, that's, which means that it could be going through a correction, right? So, the BTC dominance, right, could see it go all the way up to that 55% where we have that next long-term target. Could take some time to play out, like you said. I talked about that, where it could take weeks, if not months, to get all the way up there. So just taking it level by level, could have a correction or a pullback in the meantime, right? And then find support and then continue upwards. It's always a possibility, but taking it week by week, well, that's a 4-hour chart. But in the weekly chart, if you get a weekly close back above, you can kind of see that 55% comes right in target 3. So it's possible. Blow off top. Not sure what you're talking about, Crypto Mike. Blow off top. Let me know what asset you're talking about. Maybe Google. I got in at 78, stop loss at 80. Which one? Disney? Oh, I can't remember. Was it Disney? Probably. Yeah. When you put in the comments, I know we're talking about it and I'm going fast through all the charts. So when I come back to the comments, I can't really remember. Just give me a quick reminder. I think it was Disney, but I got in at 78. Just be like, I got in at Disney at 78. That way I can keep talking about it. Sorry, 79. No problem. Cool. Grant, welcome. Good morning, Jesse. Face blue smiling. It's not showing up here. Probably shows up on the YouTube comments, but Grant, longtime sniper, started off as an investor, right? Moved to swing trading the daily chart. Proud of you, Grant. He's on our website. Grant's on the website with a video testimonial. So appreciate Grant, longtime sniper, more than a year and a half. Recorded coaching for more than a year and a half. Been following me before that on the X app. Grant, awesome. Welcome back, my man. Andre, welcome back. What up? G-Rod, Coinbase seems to want 26.6, but maybe not till Thursday. Yeah, we covered Coinbase 26.6. Maybe you mean Bitcoin? Bitcoin down 0.76%. What's happening? What's happening on Bitcoin? Is it dropping? Is it dropping? Is it dropping? Are we smashing the like? Is everyone hitting the like? I mean, we should have 100, right? Every live stream, we should have 100 likes at the very least, right? The goal is 100 plus likes. We should have at least 100 likes, don't you think? Come on. Help me out. Let's do it. Come on. Let's do it. All right, let's go back. Let's keep going. Let's keep moving forward. All right, what do we got? Matic. All right, you got it, Lawrence. Lawrence, are you still here? I'm looking to long. We'll take a look at Matic, but we do know that Matic was looking to break out. We do know that Bitcoin might be breaking down. We do know to trade the shorts. Hernan, thank you. Appreciate it. You're welcome. I appreciate you. John, thanks. You got it, John. Tesla John. We're going to have to change your name, John, to Tesla John, I think. Can we change your name on the YouTube to Tesla John? I know you love Tesla, but we'll see. So Bitcoin 27,000, sub 400. Matic. So let's take a look at Matic. I wouldn't be looking long right now. Obviously, not financial advice. This is what we were kind of talking about. Some of the crypto assets that looked like it was going to break out, bullish divergence, higher low, target one. Some of them only hit target one. Some Ethereum only hit target two. Solana and Bitcoin hit target three. But had that reversal candle. We talked about this very, very similar. They're all looking the same. Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum. They all had the bullish divergence. They all had the higher low. They all broke out. They all seemed to hit at least target one. They all had a reversal candle on the daily chart. Then started breaking down. Sell signal yesterday, right? Breaking down. RSI sell signal. MACD bearish crossover, right? It's trending downward, right? It's below the 200 moving average. That's bearish. I'm not in the business, Lawrence, of catching falling knives, right? I'm looking for higher probability reversals. So for me, it's trending downward. It looks like lower prices as of now. If it starts to take out this low here, right? It's already had a close below this upper trend line. So in my mind, there's bigger correction coming, right? So you could buy lower prices, but if this is like the last line of defense, this horizontal line, right? You start getting daily closes back below here. And me personally, if I were to have shorted this, I wouldn't have waited for a close back below there. But if you start getting closes back below there, the higher probability is prices are going lower, right? So that's my take on it. And we don't know where the bottom is going to be. So take that for what it's worth, right? That's Matic. Weekly chart has been bearish. So we've been talking about shorting the bounces, right? So there's no bullish MACD crossover. It got very close. Looks like another possible lower high here. There's a lower high here on that bounce, lower high on that bounce. And this was the rally bounce, right? That was the rally, lower high, continuing to trend downward. You do have this this wick down here from June 2022. And so if this line doesn't hold, then this line doesn't hold, and then you're looking at possibly coming all the way back down. So I'm definitely not catching falling knives, right? I wait for higher probability reversals. The monthly chart is bearish. EMA is bearish, right? Where's the MACD? MACD even show on this? Let's see for the monthly chart. Yep, the MACD is bearish on the monthly chart. So if you're looking along, that's something you got to decide. You have the monthly close down here, just below 48 cents. So you got some potential strong support. If it doesn't, it could move down quickly back down to 31 cents. We don't say buy the dip, Lawrence. If you've been following me for any length of time, you've heard me say this, tweet it on app or post it on the X app. We buy the right dip. We're not catching falling knives. We're looking to sniper the markets, catch 80 and 90% of the move, wait for that higher probability reversal. It will take time to get the ship turned around. The monthly chart is bearish, right? It would take time. Anything else is like based off of a narrative, fear of missing out, fear to the upside. We don't trade based off of that. We trade based off of what the charts are telling us, waiting for reversals. We got this last line of defense here. If not, you could see a quick move down to here. After that, we don't know, right? So it's bearish until it's not, right? So that's my take on Matic. Let's keep going. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions to that. Happy to help. Yep, you got it. Thank you. Thank you for smashing a like. I know you smashed the like button. I know it. John, thanks, Tesla John. Appreciate it. Caesar, yes, Disney already in profits. Awesome. Man, I love that. I love hearing that. Taking, oh, you're already in profits. So it's unrealized profits, but risk free. So I'm assuming you already put the, I'm assuming that you already moved the stop loss to break even to risk free. The only risk now is that you get stopped out and it goes and there's no profits that are taking. But I'd rather do that. Try to let it breathe as much as possible and then have it mapped out. If it starts to reverse on you, do lock in some profits. Don't let it just get you stopped out at a break even on the stop loss. Like keep an eye on it. Try to push it as long as possible. But if it does start to show signs of a reversal, I'd rather lock in a little bit of profit than breaking even. So just keep a close eye on it. Um, thank you, Jesse. Got to run. Very appreciative. You got it. Thanks, Rick. Appreciate you. Thank you. Yes, my man. Hashtag buy the right dip. We're at an hour, 15 minutes. We're 15 minutes over. We've got a lot of people on here. We're killing it right now. One day we'll have millions of views, I'm sure. We'll have thousands of views before that. And we'll have hundreds of views before that. Concurrent right now, we've got all the snipers in here. So let me know if there's anything else you want me to take a look at. Quickly, let me know in the comments. Doge. Oh, there was Doge. There was Doge. Let me take a look. Doge. And then if we don't see any other comments, then we'll just call it from there. But oh, what did I do? What did I do? Oh, I had it and then okay, let's do it one more time. Doge. Right? Look at it. There it is. Got it. Okay, so Doge, I don't know if you're looking to buy the dip, whatever, but Doge never even hit any of the targets. We had some targets laid out. It's one of the few that did not hit a target. You could say, from back here, but after the bullish divergence, it cleared out the bullish divergence on this move here. Very, very subtle, but the only target it really would hit was the divergence, but none of the other targets were hit. It's one of the few that did not hit a target. It's still bearish. Had another MACD bearish crossover. Had the RSI sell signal. It's been bearish. The last weekly sell was back in August. It's just been trending down. It's been in a bear market for a long time. And it's breaking down. If it doesn't hold this area of support on the weekly at about 57 cents, then that seems like very key support. If it doesn't hold that, you could see a quick move down to possibly 10 cents, right? So it's bearish on the weekly chart. I wouldn't be picking bottoms. I'd be waiting for higher probability reversals personally myself. This is at key horizontal support, maybe even all the way down to 47 cents. You start closing back below there, maybe the 57 cents, you start closing back below there. You're looking at it like, big possible move after that. Monthly chart still bearish. Monthly chart's been bearish. This is kind of like the last. You get a monthly close back below 60 cents, which is below right now, right? Kind of zoom in. 61 cents, call it. You get a close below it. This would be the first month to close below it since March 2021. It seems like there's not much support from there, and you're going to be going way back. We're talking prices at 58 cents right now. Before that big breakout, it was at 0.005. So buy the right dip. What if it came? I mean, that's a potential another 95% drop. If you're looking for long positions and trying to catch a falling knife, you're gonna get wrecked, right? People have done this entire bear market. They've bought this dip. They bought this dip. They bought it. They bought it. They bought it. And then they continue to buy it without waiting for a higher probability reversal, other than like a shorter term bounce on the lower time frames, you're just going to continue to get wrecked. And I would rather buy at higher prices with a higher probability than to watch you buy here, guess that you buy here, you guess it's the bottom, you buy here, you guess it's the bottom, right? And then it just continues to bleed out, right? So you guessed here and now it's down 41%. I don't want to do that. It's trending downward. That's Doge. I don't see any other comments. Thanks for everyone's support. I appreciate you. Keep hitting the like button. Keep sharing it. Keep commenting. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next live stream. Thank you.